Navi's turn to pick.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Epicenter Moscow qualifiers. This is the final game between Secret and Navi. Secret took game 1. Navi struck back in game 2. So far, incredibly even games. And here's hoping for a hat trick in that regard. I'm Mike Loris, going to be joined by Kefka for this third and final game. Looks like we're going to have a familiar opening here, at least from Team Secret. But I don't know if it's possible to top game 1 and 2. They were both pretty darn close.
Yeah, we had some great game 1 and 2. Kind of interesting in similarity, especially how they ended. It kind of was like, it was looking very even, and suddenly they just got thrown almost. So a bit similar in the opening here, though. Triant opening. I don't really like this opening because I feel like Poppy played Triant last game. I hope to God I'm not wrong in that. No, I'm not. And then it's like, I want to see like Yapso Tusk, potentially Tusk, and potentially, I guess Earthbeard is not his primary hero, but like having his, either being it being a Tusk or a bit open for later on. But I feel like it's so limited when they open with the Treant. And couldn't they just open with the CM? Because that's what they've done before. And that's worked out always, I feel like. They like open CM and then they move into Rubik later on and stuff like that. But now, 2 games in a row, they do the same opening, which I feel like is a bit worse than the other openings they've done.
Yeah, it does seem like having Yapstor on a little bit more of a 4-position hero as opposed to that 5-position hero seems to fit at least him a little bit better. Maybe Puppy just thinks that with Stream Protector we can get a lot more done in our side lanes, just kind of with the power that Stream Protector brings both defensively and offensively. I'm not going to be one to second guess the mind of Puppy. It's definitely not my place, but from what I've seen, I've been very impressed with how Yapstor has been playing the role, and Puppy's been a little bit of a more defensive player in that regard, and sometimes you need offense, sometimes you don't. And Stream Protector first definitely, as you said, limits your options. Whereas for Navi, I mean, you look at their opening, Crystal Maiden first obviously doesn't mean pretty much anything for their draft. Clockwork second, definitely an interesting deviation here for the Navi side, is making Team Secret second guess them quite a bit. What do you think about this very early Clockwork selection? I think the hero is powerful. I'm not really sure if he's first phase powerful.
Yeah, I'm not too certain. I feel like it's a bit off. However, the hero is, I think it's pretty good. Might be somewhat of a block pick as well, like to an extent at least. What other heroes? There were like Legion we saw earlier, and then Magnus got banned this time around. And I feel like there's better offlaners generally, but I'm very unsure why they picked it. I feel like it's probably for a lot of reasons. I don't think it's one particular, like block pick is one. I feel like you can go into a Shadow Fiend later, which is great, so you're gonna force a Shadow Fiend ban, most likely. I feel like that's generally what happens. And they can play it as offlane, they can play it, I think Soneko plays a great Clockwork as well. I think he does at least. I feel like there's a lot of small reasons and not one clear one.
Yeah, support with the Crystal Maiden will make you take a little bit of a hit in the very early stages for a very, very powerful level 3, 4, 5 when you team those two together. So there's, of course, a lot of versatility here from the Navi opening. And if Secret, as you say, don't ban out the Shadow Fiend, then a 3rd or 4th pick, send that hero towards mid lane with full capacity of souls, thanks to those soulless, or soulful, I guess, cogs of the Clockwork. You can definitely make that work pretty effectively, but it does kind of lock you in to kind of that strategy. If Secret are going to actually let it through, then I'm pretty sure Navi are going to be more than okay taking it. Last game bans were that Abaddon and then the Omni Knight, and with Team Secret's opening, I mean, I don't see any reason why Navi shouldn't behave in the exact same way. The Omni Knight is absolutely incredible versus Clockwork and Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, I'm wondering why it's taking so long time, because they've been pretty decisive in their bans the last game, and so I'm a bit surprised. So I feel like they should be changing it, right? Because now it's taking. Are they thinking about picking Omni Knight themselves? That might be the plan. I'm kind of assuming that's actually what they're going for here. But that seems okay. They're gonna ban it. That seems like a bit obvious though. If you don't ban Omni Knight, suddenly like, oh, what are Navi doing? They probably have something in mind. But actually, a nice point that I thought about now is Clockwork if they pick Shadowfiend, Treant is better roaming mid, like I mentioned, and then there's nothing to shut down Shadowfiend. So Shadowfiend with souls early, like Treant doesn't roam on that. So Shadowfiend will destroy almost, like there's no hero that starts up against that. So that's actually could be a potential thing, but Secret not banning it, I feel like teams kind of try and deal with it on the fly. There's like some good things you can do. You can, like, for example, contest all bounties, because there's gonna be people kind of half AFKing in the base. There's like, and then you can get a slight advantage, and then like smoke gank Shadowfiend instantly and stuff like that. So I'm very interested to see if now we're gonna choose that. I feel like most teams, I think it's not every game you see Clock SF either, even if one is in. It's not like, oh, we have Clock, we're gonna pick SF. That's not really how it works. But Packet's using a lot of time here already. Like, he used a lot on Omni and more here as well.
I mean, given how fast they made those bans last game, and given how slow they're drafting this game, I can only assume that Navi are kind of disagreeing as to what this Clockwork is really supposed to be doing here. Bounty Hunter is the pick for Navi, which is going to shore up our lanes almost 100% for the Navi side. General Clockwork, get Bounty Hunter on the roam from Suniko, and obviously Pivot on the Crystal Maiden. So, you know, it is going to cut into their reserve time by quite a bit, but it is going to set them off a little bit more of an aggressive style. This is still going to have the same impact as a Clockwork support, where the very, very early game of Navi is going to be a little bit rough, seeing as though CM and Bounty Hunter aren't really conventional lane supports, and Team Secret have a Rubik Tree and Protector, which can, of course, provide a lot of extra pressure. I mean, we talked about the possibility for Secret to offensive tri-lane last game, and it does seem perfectly viable in this one as well. Just get a Terrorblade, hopefully MP is able to get a little bit of a better time on that hero, and then just go to work.
I'm a bit worried for the side lanes, especially now with Darkseid being picked. I wonder what Navi will respond, because Darkseid Treant is a super scary lane. I feel like already we're probably gonna see some weird lanes. I mean, I feel like every game is weird lane, so maybe it's not like a genius idea or anything, but I don't think you want to match up like normally against a Darkseid Treant with a carry. Either you use, okay, so they're gonna Shadowfiend. I actually, I want to mention this, Clockwork giving Shadowfiend souls and then putting Shadowfiend safe lane where Darkseid is an incredible matchup actually. Because he will deny every single last hit. So Darkseid will not be able to lane at all. And that's actually a way they can do it. That would be super interesting to see. And that also would dodge the TA, even though I think they can deal with it with souls. But then they could put a mid hero that destroys TA, like Venno or something. I don't even know if Venno is that amazing. He's pretty good. It depends a bit on if you can roam on him, which you can with Bounty. So I wonder if this might have been like, because they took a lot of time on the Omni and the Bounty, so they might have been planning this for some time actually, which is why they used a lot of time earlier. So I really want to see something interesting like that, because Pycat also used to play mid a lot, and I'm pretty sure he's confident on Shadowfiend.
Yes, I can personally confirm that Pycat Shadowfiend is definitely a thing. I would say only downside of putting the Shadowfiend into that scenario is that you put him in a little bit more risk versus a Tree and Protector. Like you mentioned, mid lane is pretty tree proof, but in the safe lane for the Radiant, very easy for Tree and Protector to get in there versus the SF. That's the only real risk, though. I mean, the matchup, as you said, versus Darkseer, very early on you get those denies off, and then at a certain point you'll have the raises. So Darkseer Ion Shell is really awkward to use when he doesn't have any creeps ever. That would require Navi to go like kind of deep, and I wouldn't really put it past them given how the first game draft and laning phase actually went. I actually have no idea what to expect from Secret, since every single time we think we know what they're doing, they throw us a curveball. But I'm assuming it's going to be a mid lane Templar Assassin, and they're still looking for MP's hero. But again, what the hell do we know? We're getting it wrong every single time.
Yeah, I wonder, I think they need one more hero to combo with Darkseer. I don't think Treant is enough. Like, you don't want to have like an ultimate hero that usually has trouble getting in there, especially against hero like Bounty. So he kind of needs Blink to make that reliable. But you only have a carry hero to choose, so there's not a lot of options. Sven is like the greatest, generally speaking, but that's gonna be really bad in lane, I think, as well as it not being meta. So I'm assuming it's not a Sven, and I feel like they can't really get a hero that combos well. So that's a bit of a minor issue. unless they do something really weird. Maybe Timber would be decent. I actually like Timber a lot for Secret. I think they played it safe in at least once. Oh, this hero comes out actually.
Navi's turn
Yeah,
to
not
pick.
exactly a hero that combos great with the team fight component of the Darkseer, since, I mean, Vacuum Wall into Wraith King, Wraith Fire Blast, it's whatever. But the advantage here is that Darkseer kind of smooths over that weakness in the Wraith King's gameplay style, as does the Templar Assassin and her traps to some extent, where the Wraith King will typically struggle to actually find a target, stick on them, and kill them. But between Surge, the extra damage from the Ion Shell, extra slows from the traps, then Wraith King is actually a pretty nice hero to have as far as chasing down heroes like Crystal Maiden, obviously. Shadow Fiend, very killable. Navi just going to jam pick that Terrorblade, who should have a couple of good matchups here for teams against Team Secret. But I think this Wraith King pick is actually quite nice. It opens up the Darkseer to a lot of kind of mid-game options as to who he's going to focus his Ion Shell with.
Oh, I was hoping for a Venomancer so much there. It destroys Wraith King. Like, he can't move. It's like so... He has no mobility. He relies on Blink and then like having some wards out and then a gate, and he is destroyed. But they're gonna go with the Terrorblade, so all my fear crafting was for naught, it looks like, unless they change lanes, which they shouldn't at all, I think. So I'm pretty disappointed in Navi. I'm gonna flame Paycat a bit. That was that was not the perfect draft. That was maybe the second most perfect draft, but it was definitely not the perfect draft.
Well, hey, they have two long-range, just pure damage dealers in the Shadow Fiend and the Terrorblade. Structures will fall very quickly, and for Secret, they don't really have the most in the way of defending. Their counter push, AoE at least, is a Fade Bolt, and that is not spectacular whatsoever. So if Navi ever get into a position where they're able to hit buildings, then it will be really difficult for Secret to start that engagement off on the right foot. And here we go, we're having some shenanigans. I've never seen a team do this properly from the get-go. Like, the first time has every single time failed. You can get 3 cogs, I think, maximum, and everyone screws it up.
This is the second part. Yeah. Well, he has 4 now. They've done it twice, right?
I think it was 1 and then 3. The first one barely got anything, but hey, now they got it.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, did he invent a way to get 4? I think you can get 4, maybe, if you do some like really weird stuff. Like maybe you have like a buff, like you have an ogre who goes bloodlust, and you buy a glove of haste or something. Like something like ridiculous like that, and it might work. So they messed up a little bit from 1, but he's getting up there. As long as you don't mess up like 2 times, you're pretty good. Like having like 14, 15, or 16 is like pretty more or less the same thing.
They're going for more. Dendi, he's getting him done. There's 13 now. He's pretty much at a point where they can stop doing it. It's not really going to impact General all that much, only 50 mana per cog, so Dendi is working with a hell of a lot of damage right now. And with that damage, you would expect to have an okay matchup up against the Templar Assassin, who, by the way, is going to get into a little bit of scuffle with Sneeko, perhaps. Bounty Rune, secured by mid-1 and MP. It's a 2 for 2. Perfectly even exchange there. And lane-wise, we're going to have, at least from the Secret standpoint, completely ordinary lanes. And it'll be the same from Navi. Kind of a departure from Game 1 where everything got flipped on its head. But this Templar Assassin going up against an even damage Shadow Fiend with the Bounty Hunter poking around as well. And mid-1 does not have any detection. This is going to be a rough start for this mid lane.
Yeah, I think Secret's laning phase is gonna be a bit harder than it's been before. Depends a lot on bottom lane. I think it seems like he's gonna have a good time actually already. It seems like they can't really force him out. Went a nice starting items. He started with General though.
3 heroes just beating down on him. That's even without that Leech Seed slow, just Puppy and Yapzor taking their time, softening up the Tin Man. MP decides to join in with the Wraith Fire Blast, and I mean, as tanky as the Clockwork is, just raw health-wise, got the Poor Man Shield, doesn't actually have a ton of armor. So, ooh, very early TP out from Keizu on the bottom lane, but oh no, General, take 2. Cogs are still available to him, but if he puts up Cogs, it'll just trap him in with Puppy and MP. One more shot from Yapzor, and General dies twice. He did TP up to this top lane, right? So now he's got to walk.
Yeah, he has to. And he is not even heading up there, or is he? He doesn't want to go there though, but this is a rough start, and Kesu doing very well on his bottom lane as well. With the like he was good and started with 2 sleepers of agility, and then bought Porma Shield, so he was much more tankier than Navi expected, and they didn't really have a chance of killing him. And then just doing, I think this is pretty common, like TPing to the shrine as Darkseer like instantly, because the mana is not the nicest anymore in the early levels. So might have some trouble here though. He's so tanky actually. They can't actually touch him.
CM does like 0 damage per right click up against a Darkseer with 7 armor and 4-man shield. Like, is she actually doing any damage? I can't tell. I'm not sure if she's hitting Kesu or if she's hitting a creep. Makes no difference there. So Vivre is actually wasting a lot of this the CM time. Like, she's doing her best to try to drive this Darkseer out of lane, but level 2, not actively farming the jungle is a little bit of a slow start here for this Crystal Maiden. But on the subject of slow starts, mid 1 has 2 CS, 2 minutes in versus the 14 of Dendi. And even though he did get those early denies, he didn't get 24 cog denies, so he definitely has a lot of denies over this TA.
Yeah, doing really well on Navi's mid lane here. I think Generals and mid 1 starts are about equally bad, which is when opponent offlaners had 2 early deaths and that was the first blood, and you're doing about as bad as him. That's not a good state. So Saneko is focusing a lot here though in the mid lane as well, so it's not like it's just purely 1 versus 1. It's actually having a Shadow Fiend with 15 souls at the start, and then also being against the dual lane when your 4 can't even roam, which is why I kinda dislike the Treant opening as well, you know. It makes this more easy, more general. This is a lot of creeps on secret though, so it's gonna be a bit harder this time.
Yeah, no Treant for the extra right-click damage either, which is a big component of why they got the kills in the first place, because they had 90 damage worth of tree punching coming in. And it will be general to survive. As long as Puppey is out of the lane, it will be a much safer lane for this Clockwork. Just a single cog bounce on the Wraith King, and he's pretty much tapped out of mana. Does have a Mango, does have a magic stick, but up against Clockwork, stick is going to be more so empty than full. Puppey is going down towards bottom lane. Doesn't really help him all that much, although Saneko is in a really aggressive spot. There's no vision here. Puppey looking to cut off with Dust, and Saneko just looped all the way around him. This Bounty Hunter is free and clear.
Yeah, I feel like Saneko went the obvious path that he would, and Puppey was like, Saneko is not gonna do the obvious, he's gonna do something random. And then Saneko has run back. He has wanted the bounty, you know, both bounties, so a bit funny how that ended up being. But Darkseer he's not snowballing as hard as I was kind of being afraid of for Navi at how it looked in the first and second wave. They kind of have a lot of control over this lane. They're kind of going for a committal here on Kesu though. This does not seem like a potential kill at all. Yeah, they're just gonna back off. And I think Yano is actually recovering very nicely actually. He's level 4, which is about the same as Kesu, so that's very nice actually.
The Terrorblade's not having any issues on his bottom lane. Ion Shell harassment, you would expect, is somewhat deadly up against a hero who is all armor, no health, but with the amount of damage Terrorblade's able to put out, especially with his Iron Talon, he can clear through those pretty darn quickly, or just metamorph and kill them from a range, and that doesn't really affect him at all. So, Pycat's having the time of his life. Dendi is obviously crushing the mid lane because it's a 2 versus 0 mid lane. Dendi is absolutely free farming, and there's not much that Secret can do about this, so Secret in a position where they have to sacrifice their mid lane. Mid 1 is now a jungling TA, and that is not exactly spectacular when you're trying to race a Shadow Fiend in the farm department. You're never really going to catch up, so it does seem like, once again, Secret, at least in the very early stage, going to be hurting in CS. They will get a Leech Seed off onto Pycat. Double Ion Shell is there, and his backup TP'd away, although it is going to come in. Vivre with the Frostbite can keep Kesu at arm's length. Sneak will take a lot of damage, though, from the Ion Shells. It's going to drop very low with the Zap. They'll get him. Not the kill they wanted. Puppey is dropping very low himself. Will go down to the Frostbite of Vivre, making it an even 1-1 on this bottom lane. And that is perfectly fine for Navi.
Yeah, Navi are happy about that. Pycat surviving is so huge. And then also, Secret kind of, they TPing Yapsu down and stuff. So they're committing about the same. And that's very nice for Spike for sure, especially. He went Iron Talon, yeah, he gets against the Dark Side, that's kind of common. I was a bit... it's a bit off. Sometimes you see it when they start jungling early, but a lot of times people see people skip it. They're sticking down here on Secret though, kind of showing. Kind of weird. Not sure if this was intentional. I think he thought he could sneak past.
Well, the Rubik was seen, is going to slip into the jungle. Obviously, you always know that in the back of your mind there could be a treant here as well. So they're going to abandon ship, at least right now with Pycat. With that Iron Talon, as you said, you could very, very quickly jungle. With the illusions, with the amount of damage you have with that Talon. And Biver's not going to get a whole lot done on this bottom lane, but this is also Yapzor and Puppey not doing anything either. They're just kind of sitting in the trees and doing nothing. And in the meantime, Sneeko is over in the mid lane because Dendi shuffled out, going towards the jungle as you know, a pretty standard move nowadays, just mid laner out or safe laner out, support in. Biver's going to get caught on bottom lane. It's a poor CM, and she will not have anything to say about this. One more right click at range, Yapzor on a killing spree. But losing a CM in exchange for like level 6 Bounty Hunter, not losing any farm rate on Terrorblade or Shadow Fiend, it's still a perfectly fine game state for Navi since they've essentially deleted this TA from this game.
Yeah, I think one of their main issues right now is that Dendi is kind of being greedy, you know. He won his lane, but he's not managing to pressure anything with it, you know. Oh, Kesu bottom lane, I think he's gonna get killed. That's a great play by Dendi and Beaver there. Dendi hiding in the fog, so get as close as possible so he could get the double raise pretty easily. So very nice, but he's not been able to pressure the mid tower, which you would normally do when you're Shadow Fiend, because he doesn't want to commit, because then Puppey's just gonna living armor it up. So he doesn't really want to make that play, and then he's trying to greed a lot, but it's kind of allowing mid one to make somewhat of a comeback. But I guess that's the trade you kind of have to make. But that's beneficial for Secret, that's an advantage of the draft.
Then he's going to leave the bottom lane right now. Pycat's made an awkward rotation into the enemy jungle. Just trying to be a little bit cute there, expecting perhaps a TA to have created some stacks perhaps, and this is going to do just that, jack the creeps. Pycat's still remaining competitive in the farm department. Dendi back in mid. General is level 7 at this stage with maxed out battery assault, so is ready with the full kill power of this clockwork. And Sneeko, he's been very, very patient in the middle lane for about a minute now, is finally going to get rewarded with a courier snipe. Got him. That's a bottle down as well, as if things weren't bad enough over in mid. MP, though, TP'd in towards Dendi, has a double damage. No, it looked like he had a double damage. Did it just time out? Maybe. Either way, Frost Nova going to slow him down. Has another Wraith Fire Blast. Traps coming in from the TA as well, but Biver's here, trying to get with the Frostbite. Double raises onto MP. Shrine's going to activate, and Wraith King has a double life anyway. They'll zap down Dendi, now lift up the Crystal Maiden and take her down as well. Sneeko is going to arrive, should not be here. Luckily for him, there's no more detection in the area. Puppey fell back a little bit earlier, so it is going to be Secret who kind of gets some free picks as Navi try to push their advantage too much.
Yeah, also a bit too deep. They really wanted to commit for this tower like I talked about. Either they ignore it totally or they commit like everyone, or more or less. They heroes that push, they committed. Terrorblade and Shadow Fiend used meta for it as well. He kind of used meta to farm, but then decided I'll just try and kill mid and take the tower, but backfired pretty hard, and I think mid one got even further back into the game because that's kind of what Dendi was afraid of before, why he didn't want to push. But then Pycat kind of decided that maybe this is the better play, but it definitely backfired a bit. And are they going to push? They want this tower so badly.
Mid one is here, the only one here, not much mana. It is split push from Secret over towards bottom. Yapzor, the Iron Shell on him, is going to lift up Terrorblade. Fadebolt is there. Is he really going to do this versus Pycat? He's going to get juked a little bit. Armor from Pycat, not going to be enough. Yapzor with Ion Shell, 5-0 and 2 Rubik. He's level frickin' 7. And he is going to end up killing the enemy Terrorblade. They will lose their tower. Navi finally will get this down. But at what cost? Actually, they were able to pick off the TA, so maybe it's not quite as bad for Navi, but losing your Terrorblade like in that fashion, it's kind of embarrassing for Navi, and it's definitely not something they can afford, even if they do take the tower.
I think it was more embarrassing maybe than it was like painful in terms of the game state. Pycat kind of, I don't think it matters much in the long term. I guess Yapzor getting a pretty huge boost in gold is maybe the bigger thing, if anything. So that might be the like worst part of it, honestly. I don't think Packet minds too much about the trades and stuff, because they got mid one again. They got the mid tower. That's a big tower to get against Treants. You can, if you can trade, it's actually a pretty good decision a lot of the time. And Pycat is he's not sitting on Sunder. I'm always scared when people like use their skill points instead of holding one for Sunder. So, but might have cost him earlier, you know.
The mid lane tower drop does make it easier for Navi to also mess with the TA in her jungling. Just easier access to that ancient camp, and of course all the non-ancient camps as well. Smoke up from both sides. Got some spooky Terrorblade illusions to spot things out, but Puppey blows a smoke, will back off, still invis. And Navi know pretty much exactly what's going on right now. There's got to be a Treant here, but not able to get a beat on him. This is time where this Darkseer is still pushing on this bottom lane. Is very far back. Something weird happened with the creeps here, but either way, Mechanism, once that's up for Secret, can actually look to group up and maybe get this Templar Assassin back into onto the top of the game with a one team fight or two. The Wraith King's still not doing too bad himself. MP did end up getting quite a bit of blood. Now has Blade Mail with Blink on the way. He is ready to make those aggressive plays. I'm a little bit surprised to see this Blade Mail. What do you think about this build for the Wraith King? Usually it's Armlet.
I think it depends a lot. It depends on like how efficient the Blade Mail is. I mean, generally you see Armlet into Blade Mail, but against Shadow Fiend, Blade Mail is amazing, and I guess it's kind of good against some others. Not as maybe Terrorblade is like kind of good because he does a lot of damage, but he has good armor as well, so he doesn't take an insane amount. And then kind of hinders the freezing field, so Crystal Maiden can't just casually freezing field because he's actually gonna die to it himself. But generally I like Armlet more, but then it delays the blink a bit because I think you need the Blade Mail before the blink, so it's a lot of players say, oh Puppey, this is some weird stuff going on.
Oh, just baiting perhaps. MP Yapzor right around the corner, down to half HP immediately on the SF, but the reinforcements coming in. It's Clockwork right on top of MP. With the battery assault, it's going to be slowly taking him down, but MP's still going after Dendi. Is going to get the kill. And will pop right back up. He has to go into the back as Saneko is driving away Yapzor and Puppey both. Now MP caught in a cage against Pycat. Mid one's going to make his arrival, which usually is going to mark a really nice win for Secret, but he doesn't actually have that much damage, so mid one is just going to try to drive away General, get a cheesy kill perhaps. One more shot, not going to reach it, but Yapzor, still surged up, is going to lift up Pycat. Lots of burst damage with Fade Bolts, is going to get the kill on Pycat. And now Secret are going to call it quits. That is exactly how you want to use Wraith King. Suicide dive him into the enemies and just keep on pushing forward. That is a clean win for the Secret side.
Yeah, very well played by Secret. I'm not sure if maybe General could have saved his mid player, but then he might have died himself and he wasn't even sure. So I think he had to make a hard decision and kind of sack Terrorblade or Shadow Fiend rather. But in the end, Secret kind of overpowered them. Wraith King was very tanky. I think the Blade Mail paid off there. It makes Shadow Fiend not be able to go Requiem, because he saw that. He definitely saw that there was a Blade Mail, and that's why he didn't start channeling Requiem after the stun. So that's actually had a lot of impact in that fight. If a Requiem had been out there to like stop the backlines from following up and also killing Wraith King so they could set up, then that could have been a one fight for Navi instead.
Mid one able to kind of get involved in that engagement, but most importantly just not get picked off. Now has a Blink Dagger, still is not with a ton of damage, but is still able to join the fights. Close the distance on who matters, which may be Saneko right now. Just threw out a track. Where's the true sight? They'll destroy some trees, they'll dust up, but again Saneko, pretty far away. Mid one gonna jump in looking for Pycat, but 19 armors, kind of tough to break through. They show off the Blink Dagger mid one, they don't get anything. It'll be a clean retreat for Navi. No one is split pushing, everyone wants this fight, especially General pushing forward. Track up onto Puppey. He'll get lifted up. The Clockwork in a little bit of trouble. Is not that durable, especially when everyone surrounds him and blows up the Tin Man. Now looking for a little bit more Biver. He's going to get the Frostbite out onto mid one, and they'll try to Wraithfire Blast Saneko, but this time the dust lands. So they will be able to root him down. And Keizu, he's going to look forward for another one. Vacuum's going to miss. Saneko is going to get into the trees Oh no, Templar Assassin mid one is now stuck against Freezing Field. MP is going to try to help out, but actually ends up stunning the Shadow Fiend instead, so mid one's going to take the full channel. That is not where you want to blink, my friends. Navi now pushing forward. Maybe going in a little bit too deep. YapzOr stole invis, although Navi are going to find him regardless. Tear him a new one. And I guess they spot Puppey as well off in the trees. MP for sure is spotted. Hook shot from Clockwork. Oh, slightly off the mark. Oh, it was a really nice slight juke from MP, just moving slightly to the north instead of straight back to his base. Either way, now Dendi and Pycat, the damage bros, can team up and tear down another tower.
Yeah, I had a ward actually to see General moving up to throw the hook shot. That's why he managed to dodge it. That would have been really bad if he died there as well. So, mid one blinking too deep, also getting stuck in trees was not the greatest of decisions. Oh, can they catch up? I think General is going way too deep here.
If you have another durability item or a force staff or something like that as Clockwork, then fine, but going in like that is kind of suicidal. Mid one is going to roll lucky on that 75%er, kill off the Crystal Maiden, get a free one for himself. And Navi, I mean, it looked like it was going to be absolutely perfect for Navi as they were able to punish Secret diving too far, take the tower, and fall back cleanly, but General and Biver both getting way too overconfident. And now Secret, off of those two picks, namely that hook shot, will be going straight towards Roche. There is a Terrorblade illusion to see everything. But is there anything that Navi can actually do about this? Kezu on the outsets, threatening the vacuum and the wall, something that Terrorblade really doesn't want to give over to the enemies. They're not going too fast now that Hookshot is back up online, as is the Freezing Field. This is really risky for Secret. I think it's about time for them to leave. They're going to look for a cheesy pick off onto Dendi, but a nice stun in the background with the hookshot is going to slow them all down. With the vacuum back into the cogs is great for Secret, although they can't get to Biver. He's in the back end, channeling the Freezing Field. Will drive everyone back from Secret, stolen though by the Rubik. Jump forward from MP, looking for the poor CM. Oh my god, my heart. Oh, well, there goes Dendi. There goes CM. And for Secret, they are able to disengage away from the Roche Pit, despite the great hookshot from the Clockwork. It is an even better response from Kezu. That will secure them the Roche.
Yeah, when Shadow King gets trapped in the cogs, actually, yeah, he got vacuumed down, and then they all got trapped in the cogs. I don't think if he didn't use the cogs, it would have mattered because it's a safe result. But if he's not able to channel Requiem a bit outside the fight to stop, like do all the damage and apply the debuff to everyone, they don't really have enough damage. Terrorblade is not doing enough. Clockwork is not really that high impact yet either. Bounty is not a damaging hero really. A bit later in the fight he can do a lot, and it's more or less Dendi who's like does the most damage here. And if he dies the first, it's probably gonna be a good fight for Secret. Amazing play by Kesu. He searched in. It looked like Navi managed to stop him actually from initiating with the freezing, with the frostbite actually. But then he just managed to get a free man either way. So that was pretty impressive.
That additional sustain component for the mechanism certainly helping out the Secret side as well. That was also Wraith King, who didn't end up using his ultimate, just you know, kind of confidently walking in, walking out, no big deal there. The Secrets are going to claim quite a nice win if they're able to pin down, you know, either Dendi or Pycat, ideally both, but that's probably not going to happen. Then it's going to be really, really tough for Navi to continue those engagements. And well, in that sense, it's really all up to MP. Does YapzOr have a blink? Never mind, it's also up to YapzOr. Smoke will immediately be broken.
Saneko?
Onto Saneko. This time he will be dusted, but they guessed the wrong way. MP is going to guess the right way. Did he get a glimpse of him? Yes, he did. Saneko is going to break invis, get a little bit of extra movement speed, but MP is still on his tail. YapzOr is still on his tail. Saneko is going to run out the dust duration and will be fine. His Bounty Hunter's movements have been perfect so far, interrupting Secret in so many of those engagements. Like, that's the third or fourth dust that's been completely wasted. But ultimately for this Bounty Hunter, just not enough kills going the way of Navi to really make bank off of that track.
Yeah, pretty. I think that's Saneko has done this a few times this game where he managed to break smokes. Actually, very interesting. I don't see Wraith King very often, and I've never realized his level 15 talents with 50 Wraithfire blast DPS is increased by quite a lot, and that's actually a lot of damage from this spell now. That's I'm a bit afraid to say the exact number because I'm not as sure if it works like how I think it works, but
I think it is. I think it's just like instead of 65, it's just plus 50 to that.
Yeah, so it should do 500 damage. Unless the thing is updated, which I don't think it is. So it does a lot of damage. That's actually, I've never thought about that before. I feel like I'm almost wrong here because I've never thought about it. So, but that's actually pretty good if that's the case.
As far as raw power is concerned, increasing a skill which by a flatten amount, that's definitely what you want. And well, we'll see what Wraith King can do with that 105 DPS. He's going to converge the rest of the team over towards bottom lane, mid one. Also, farming it up, has actually recovered in a big way. She obviously has been packing the Aegis for the past couple minutes and has been having a tough early stage, but now right behind Dendi, surpassed Pycat very recently. Blink Deso pretty much up on this Templar Assassin unless Saniko gets another cheesy pickoff. Saniko gonna show himself off. Pretty bold. Luckily for him, there is no Treant, no Blink Rubik in the area, so he's once again gonna walk away unpunished. But TA now is pretty much exactly where she should be. This is an ordinary game from here on out for mid one.
Yeah, he recovered very nicely, and not top of the network yet, or general getting gone on, but managing 4-step out. He got the minus earlier, and is definitely gonna scale well because of that, which is very good for him. Then did he pick up the Blink now, or did he have it earlier? I think it was the latest purchase.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he got Yasha and then the Blink. That's his Dragonite before that. And they're gonna commit meta to push here. They want to trade properly against a Treant, even if they have to commit meta. And the tower is definitely gonna go down here.
Well, Yapzor and Kezu looking for a response over in mid.
On bottom lane.
They will go for bottom, mid one, and Saniko. Man, this Bounty Hunter is just such an annoyance for Secret. They will still also run into General, trap him up, but a 4-staff slides him to safety once again. Jump in from mid one, looking for Saniko. Not quite. Oh, he spills off the deny! What a freaking baller, this mid one. Kills off Saniko, punishes this bounty for his cockiness, and gets away scot-free. Up towards top lane now, Kezu. And Yapzor chasing after Pycat. This is a Terrorblade though. Gotta watch out, Yapzor. Mechanism gonna keep him alive for a little while longer. Reflection trying to keep him in range, but Pycat is all alone. Sunder needs to do something miraculous here. Where's his backup? It's nowhere. He's down. Don't even need that plus 40 damage on the Wraith King. Where is he? He's farming in the meantime. Navi getting a little bit careless with some of their heroes.
Yeah, that was some 9.5k MMR Dota from mid one. I think he lost a bit, but that's about where it is.
Only 9k.
So it's pretty sick, but that was pretty greedy by Pycat. I felt like maybe he felt like pressure because kind of what happened bottom lane, but I don't think he should have pushed that far. You know, Treant is gonna heal this up. And you're not getting this tower in that short duration. He should definitely back before that. And, but still, it's a pretty good state for Navi. I saw that Wraith King is going Radiance. He almost got it, so that's very nice for him. However, there's also Reflection. The first spell of Terrorblade also gets the illusion. It's kind of a weird illusion, but he gets the Radiance burn there, which is super nice.
It's a short term, a little illusion steal there. Secret, they're still hunting, and they will find Saniko, who just now reveals himself. There's dust here, and I'm not sure if he's going to have another escape up his sleeve. He's going to need something sick to happen right now. Track stolen by Yapzor, so there is actually no juking here. And that is a big pickup for Secret. Not so much the kill, but this track on Yapzor, which is definitely potentially going to get out of control. MP, oh, here comes the Wraithfire Blast, plus 40 into the CM. And he's going to do a lot of damage, take a lot himself. Dendi in general just focusing him down now. Here comes the Requiem of Souls, straight on top of the Wraith King. He's not dying as quickly now, though. He will try to slip away into the jungle. Yapzor stole the Requiem and will return it full force into the Terrorblade. Now his damage cut in half. He will get a nice thunder off onto Kezu, but still taking so much damage from the illusions mid one as well. Focusing him down will drop. MP is somehow still alive, although Dendi with the jump in and the raise will kill him off. Mid one, right on top of the Shadow Fiend now. Yapzor, Puppey, both looking for it. Saniko's going to arrive, but it is just a Bounty Hunter. Mid one cannot be stopped. Dendi, is he still tracked up? Did they steal it again? It seems like they did. And now they're going to see the Bounty Hunter as well. Drag him right back in. Mid one's at legitimately full HP. Triple kill for the Templar Assassin, and for Secret, they only lose the Wraith King. That was some fight.
Yapsor with the godlike plays with the Requiem, and he stole track as well at the end. That's so valuable. And it was so close to killing Wraith King a bit earlier, but just great plays from Secret, having good position, even though it looked like they were going a bit deep. If the Shrine was not ready either, if the Shrine had been ready for Navi, that could maybe been the complete opposite.
General. Yeah, I'm not really sure about this. Is getting a couple of dodges there from the Solar Crest. Now the hook shot in onto Puppey, who is going to be left for dead. Mid one and Yapsor just running away, although mid one kind of just melding away. Yapsor, is there any chance here? Sonic Trap 1. High Cat has Diffusal Blade. He's going to go down. Puppey in the meantime, chase down. Flare misses. And Puppey.
Or Roche spawn now. Is this the luckiest timing ever?
Oh, Puppey is going to get Cog pushback. Still alive. Still alive. Run, Puppey, run. Batter Assault and tracked up. So now he only can run.
He's so fast.
Oh, I don't know why he's trying to juke with track on him. But the Overgrowth still working. Terrorblade Illusion only. He is free and clear. I mean, I thought he was dead as soon as he was caught in the trees with that clockwork, but able to slip away. Either way, as you said, Roshan is up. Secret know about it, and now Navi know about it as well. But it's only Seneko, so he'll just clear the traps, try to keep Secret blind. Secret and Navi probably will have a head-on-head in this Roche pit.
Yeah, that was... I thought Navi would actually, when they killed Yapsor, they would just straight Roche, but they didn't scout it. They were chasing Puppey for so long that they didn't even notice Roche was up, and then they didn't manage to get it. That's a DD though on Pycap. So okay, well, you can just get lucky, I guess. That works.
Well, to be fair, it seems like Secret were far enough away that even without a double damage rune, it probably still would have been a clean pick there for Navi. Hook shot in. Speaking of clean picks, Battery Assault stolen by Yapsor. Not really what you want. MP with the Blade Mail, just trying to make his retreat. Does have a level 3 reincarnation. So losing your first life as Wraith King, not a terribly huge deal here. Secret will take some damage, but return just as much in kind. Everyone should be able to back off, but either way, Navi still get away with that free Aegis. I think that's the second one. I don't see any cheese on any of these heroes. So yeah, second Roshan, it seems. Secret's definitely still with enough power in their heroes, especially if the Rubik isn't playing as well as he has been, to take the fight even against Navi with Aegis, but this will buy Navi a lot of time, where Secret are just kind of unwilling to make that gamble.
Yeah, you're gonna smoke up now. Yasuo picked up the Yules as well, so he can remove track and stuff like that. Maybe cancel a freezing field with some nice plays as well. They are going very deep against the team with an Aegis, and they have all ultimates on Navi as well, so seems a bit risky. I think maybe it's just like getting some wards down, getting some map control, so you can kind of farm. I'm assuming that's kind of get the position with the smoke, and then they're trying to siege.
Navi are like, what are these guys doing? Are they actually pushing us when we have Aegis? Do they have something hidden up their sleeve? Secret don't really have anything that's like new. It's like, oh, we should go ahead for that push. They have a Radiance picked up on the Wraith King. It's very nice, but it's not a huge surge in power. It's like, oh, okay, it's time to go push. Radiance up against BKB on the Shadow Fiend. Terrorblade is gonna get hit with that mischance, which is gonna be unfortunate for him, but with his illusions, with the amount of right-click damage he's able to put out, it should still be a rather effective output of damage from that Terrorblade. Secret, they're playing this so confidently up against this double life of Terrorblade, potentially disrespecting him. But either way, keeping Navi bundled up in their base, even though Navi have that double life.
Seems like a very risky play from Secret. Like if Navi fought there, like initiate with general, follow up with a bit, and then Pyka to just split push, get almost Drax, and then you try and disengage as cleanly as possible from Navi. It seems like very risky, but I mean they definitely gained a lot there. Actually, they got a lot of map control, got some wards down. That got countered by Gem, but at least they know all of that now. They got the tower as well thanks to it. So it was pretty good move by Secret, even though it looked a bit risky from my perspective at least. They're farming well. Mid one actually top of the net worth now. Was behind Dendy for some time, but the fight on top lane managed to make him peek over that.
Now Secret, they're really itching for an engagement here. They have a haste rune on MP, and that is a good reason to fight if you can find somebody. They'll find a bounty rune, they'll shove up towards top lane, and Navi they should be pretty happy to fight as well. Puppey is going to be that scout, but as you mentioned, there's a gem here on Secret, so any movement from the Treant Protector is not without risk. Tower will still fall. Do Navi want to bother fighting this one? Mid one is going to push forward. Reflection is going to put up, and so it's going to be MP jumping forward, just try to distract away, as General is going to go in really far. Hook shot with the Force Staff out is going to keep him safe. MP just getting torn to shreds by this Terrorblade. They do isolate Dendy, however. He needs some help right away. Taking so much damage. Will split out of that Overgrowth, but has to walk through a wall of Replica. The vacuum back will kill off the CM. And will do a lot of damage to the Terrorblade as well, though with the Sunder, he still has that double life and a lot of backup behind him, but MP and Mid 1 both very, very healthy and very eager to continue this fight. They'll catch the Bounty Hunter in the back and take down the Aegis at the exact same time. They're forced to buy out now. Respawn imminent here for Pycat. He does not have his Metamorphosis. He does have enough backup to fall back, though, and it will be Secret to win that fight resoundingly, taking out 3 heroes if you include the Aegis, and only costing them an ultimate from the Wraith King, which is going to be up, well, right about now. So no casualties from Secret, and they're still going. They are just disrespecting the Aegis, and it seems like it's working out pretty well for them. Mid one, they Force Staffed in, but it's able to blink out before any damage can be applied to him through that shield. He's just looking to siege. And General Hookshot may try to go in, lift it up. Can he jump out of the base? Yes, they'll yank him out of his base. All the damage from Dendy is pretty high with that of Pycat. MP will lose his first life. No big deal. Slows onto Dendy and Pycat both. Will force them back. Secret are just relentless right now. It seems like they're just tired of playing this game. They just want it to end. Maybe they're sleepy. Maybe they want to go to bed. They're like, okay, guys, let's do it. MP and Mid 1 doing the job, although Mid 1 in the front lines dropping fairly low. Wraithfire Blast to disengage. Nova will further slow them down. Mechanism from Kezu. And the Insight Aura to help back off that TA. They will get out scot-free after taking, I don't even know, that's like 4 or 5 kills. Tower still will survive, but man, Secret do so much damage there.
Yeah, very good fight again from Secret. At least Navi for them, they didn't lose the tier 3, so Shrines are still gonna be up. But Secret are looking very strong. We see Darkseid didn't go a blink this game. He wanted the Force Staff to be able to deal with cogs more better. And Wraith King is becoming so hard to deal with. And he's not even 25 yet. Like 25 on Wraith King and TA is such a scary peak. And when they get those, I feel like it's gonna be even harder for Navi to do anything. I feel like Dendy is having so much trouble actually doing any damage in this fight, because he's like, he uses BKB to run away from people, and then he has the Manta from Root, and then he walks through a wall, and then he's like already 30% HP after all of that, and he can turn and Requiem, but it's not really hitting anyone properly. General on bottom lane, it's gonna tip it out. There's an MKB though.
Oof. Unlucky. Never lucky for the TA. But either way, survival is survival. Snako still trying to be a little bit cute with this bounty hunter. So Rubik stole a free Sunder. You can definitely do interesting things with that.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Sunder, Pycat may have to use it up towards top lane. Nice TP, bro. Gets cancelled by Puppey and he'll just walk away. Keizu's gonna drop a wall straight onto Pycat. That illusion's gonna do a hell of a lot of damage. Iron Shell now here as well. Pycat stunned by Wraithfire Blast. Where is his help? It is nowhere nearby. He definitely did not expect to be stalked by a Treant for that long, and they'll get a free pick on a very farmed hero. He will have buyback.
Oh, they are cutting the waves very good now. So he might be safe from using buyback actually. I think it will be. Unless they try and force high ground against the backdoor, they might make it on mid lane. But it seems like they push fast enough actually. Mid one is doing a lot of damage with this so.
Top lane's already pretty banged up, so they could push in mid, slide top, and then try to just force out a buyback. Or at worst, it seems like they can probably just guarantee themselves a tower. Looks like MP wants to take top, mid one wants to take mid, and they'll settle on top lane. So tower down already means that they've achieved quite a bit in that kill and the open shrines. And oh my god, the right-click damage on this tower is insane. Yapzor trying to bait someone in, try to use that Sunder with the Yule Scepter. But it looks like that won't even be necessary, as Navi will concede their racks, and therefore will also concede all their Roche map control with this shrine being taken down.
Yeah, they are gonna be able to kill the shrine as well. Or Navi, do they feel pressured? I think they need to contest their next Roche. It's spawning pretty soon. It's not the longest duration. What's the item situation on MP? He's going AC. Yeah, he's very close. That's a big peak as well. General is also struggling with finishing his side. He's going in AC as well, but he's definitely having trouble being consistently standing in this fight. He's kind of initiating and just running away and then eventually dying. This might be a sick grab because MP, it's not here.
Yeah, he just teleported out. Mid one will blink out of there, but the wall does drop pretty well in favor of Secret. Still, the Requiem goes off from Dendy. They'll focus down Yapzor. Easy peasy for Navi so far. Can they get anyone else? Keizu will grab a kill since all these illusions are his, but Pycat and Dendy, they will slaughter the Darkseer in turn. Off to the side is Puppy. He's tracked up and he has a gem. Dendy really wants this kill. I'm pretty sure Puppy can just teleport. Yeah, he's just gonna leave. He's peace out, bro. I'm out of here. And that will be a 2-for-1 exchange. For Navi, that was a free fight that they were never really going to lose because of the fact there's no Wraith King. Who's, by the way, trying to take down his shrine. General's going to show up, but...
Oh, Roche is up. Pycat is scouting it. Oh, Pycat is so good at this. Every time I feel like he always makes sure that he knows if Roche is up or not when they can get an advantage. And does Secret drop this? Well, this seems like such a hard decision to make if they try and contest or if they just drop it, actually.
There's no wall here. The Darkseer does have a buyback and a shrine to TP to.
Oh, they want to contest.
They're coming into position, but it's a little bit too slow, I feel. It's already down. General going to put up a wall. She'll keep MP and Midwan out of here. Can they do anything afterwards? Yapzor going to jump in, lift up the Terror Blade. Puppy's going to wander in as well, though he does not have his ultimate. They're just trying to focus on Saniko. They will isolate General off to the south and should be able to take down Saniko as well, as Yapzor once again stole track, so they don't need any detection here to deal with this Bounty Hunter. They will... Was that a spill shot again from the TA? I don't know, but either way, Saniko will fall. But still, Navi get away with this double life. Now, ordinarily, that's a pretty big deal. Double life on a Shadow Fiend or a Terror Blade is a lot of effective HP and a lot of extra damage. But Secret have shown that they don't care about that, so they're going to go ahead and push again.
Yeah, Bounty is dead for surprisingly amount of time, actually. Does not have the buyback. Not sure what they're gonna... They definitely should not buy back here. MP is going deep. They know that they can force while they're dead. Like, you're not gonna buy back when you're 10 seconds away from dying or from spawning.
Yapzor is gonna get tracked up. Mid one gonna pick a fight with Dendy. Trying to keep him safe. This MP is just gonna keep chucking out those Wraithfire blasts. Quite a bit of damage, and ultimately the tower will fall. Pycat now going to return. Got Diffusal Blade. And he has Reflection, which can do a lot of damage back towards this Wraith King. Pushed back as well. Mid one isolated in the cogs. Needs some help desperately. Dendy's going to give chase towards the TA, but TA just going to man the hell up and start right-clicking Dendy. MP is here as well. Will eat the full Requiem, but will that cost them 2 lives? It doesn't seem like it, as Dendy's going to take a huge hit from mid one, and that Meld Strike, that'll be 1 life apiece. Pycat, though, running dry on health. He's going to run off to the south, and that will leave Dendy kind of isolated, as Yapzor somehow stole the Requiem. That is Aghanimed at that, because Yapzor has Ags. Oh my god, that's going to end up killing Dendy. Sunder from Pycat. He's still pretty healthy, but there's so many heroes here. He doesn't have that much backup either. Keizu with the Shiva's Guard, looking to chase forward for a little bit more. Secret may have overcommitted here. They forced out the buyback on Dendy. It's already a pretty big win. They should cut their losses and retreat, although mid one kind of wants to go in. Will 3-shot the Clockwork. Screw retreat. Go kill everybody. MP kind of also looking like he's itching to go in for more, because he has had enough time to refresh his ultimate. He is going to take a little bit of damage here and there. Blade Mail up will return a bit. But if he loses 1 life again, that's not really a terribly huge deal for Secret. Top lane's being pushed, mid lane as well. Secret, are they going to keep going forward? They already forced out these buybacks, so a single pick-off on either of these heroes that bought back will just insta-win them the game. I guess it's just Dendy who you can pick off at this point. This is going to be so tough for Navi to fight up against if Secret decide to push this.
There's a DD, they see it. Are they actually making a plan regarding around this DD?
Oh,
yeah, he bottled it. I think they might actually try and win the game off this DD, because this is gonna do a lot of damage.
Mid one plus 286. She just 3-shot the Clockwork, by the way, who's supposed to be a tanky hero. We're looking at serious 2-shot territory for the vast majority of these Navi heroes. Vivor's got to be careful with that Ghost Scepter, that's for damn sure. It will start tracking up mid one, and he will make a clean retreat. But the rest of Secret, they want to go in. Yapzor once again going to open up with the grab onto Dendy. They're just trying to force out a BKB. They'll get a Manta Split instead, as he will dodge the blast. MP will take a couple of shots here and there, but he doesn't really care about any of that. Tracks will go out, though, on the vast majority of the Secret side, so a lost fight will cost Secret a lot. It will probably bring Navi close to parity in this game. Secret are having a little bit of difficulty finding their way in this time. No one YOLO diving in just yet, though the range racks taking a little bit of chip damage here and there, almost dead. It looks like Navi should be able to hold. Mid one's DD rune is gone. Unless they just YOLO in, which is definitely a possibility. Force Staff into Cogs. Mid one can pop the BKB though and just go to town onto the Clockwork. Will be taken out in an instant. And they will dig mid one out of those Cogs. And now let him focus on the racks. Navi already lost a big team fighter. Wall will drop onto Biver. It secures them the racks though, so it doesn't matter. They still have the objective under control. Now the range racks bottom will do the exact same thing. Reflection is really good, giving them a lot of power, which will let them focus down MP at this reincarnation. Kezu drops the Shivas onto everyone. Does not have the wall, but they will have Pycat as a potential target. Force Staff back out. He'll be fine. Oh, this is so tense for Navi. I don't know how they're going to make this defense, though. It just seems like their bleeding objectives and bleeding kills in secret are not losing any HP.
Meta is up, so now they have a chance. Actually, generally spawning in 12. This is the last hope. And secret are probably going to push it. There's no wall, though. That's the only thing they're lacking, which is a pretty big thing as well.
10 seconds left for a reincarnation on the Wraith King. You could tell that YapzOr just wants a short glimpse of someone to jump in on. He's been initiating for a secret every single time. Puppey is spotted up to the north. He does have a gem, but there's no vision on the high ground here for the Dire. Can't see anything inside. MP's once again going to suicide dive in. Will get torn apart by Pycat. That's going to be his first life. I don't know what he can do with the second one. Mid one will focus down the Clockwork. Force Staff out, though Pycat will try to give chase. Vacuum back onto 3. Overgrowth. Puppey canceled it, actually. Thinking twice about going for that play. It looked like it was going to be pretty good. Sunder, double Sunder stolen, actually, as YapzOr is going to get MP back up to full HP. But in the end, it will be Puppey. Isolated up to the north, will drop, giving the gem back towards Navi, and Pycat will hold everyone else back. Although, jumping back in, Pycat does not have another Sunder. Needs some help right now. Force Staff sliding him all over the place, but it won't save him. He's down, though he does have a buyback. Will immediately expend it. Dendi's the one who Secret have to focus if they can get their claws onto him, but they can't. Still, they're going to reinitiate back in. Oh, geez, these guys have to calm down. MP will die, not for real. It's another reincarnation. And now Reflection stolen by YapzOr. A huge pickup up against the Shadow Fiend and a Terror Blade both. They'll try to go for Dendi. He doesn't have a buyback. He doesn't have allies. He's down for 110. And now the defense has shattered. Secret have just won this game.
That was YapzOr playing like a god, and Secret are playing so well together as well. Not diving too deep, not diving alone. They're diving together or standing back together. And this, I do not see Navi making a comeback here. I have no clue how they could. Yeah, they're gonna call it.
Impressive steals from YapzOr. Oh my god, are you serious? I mean, I was impressed by the fact that he had an Aghanim Scepter by game end. He has a Shiva's Guard as well. Are you kidding me? Rubik's not supposed to have that much money, but being able to steal Sunder from Pycat, keeping MP safe, and just letting MP wait a little while longer for that additional cooldown of that reincarnation.